All right, good morning. I'm going to give everybody a few moments to come in because we are, I don't know what we are. We are, what are we? We are in a realm where the notification has gone out and we are just coming in. We haven't been live in a minute. Text notification squad did get their text. I did a lot of behind the scenes troubleshooting on that. And so we are here in the house, in the building. Oh, I see the people have come in. People are coming in. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear everything all right. I am in Arizona right now. I am in Sedona. I'm up in the mountains. So Sedona is like, I think they said 40,000 feet above sea level, something like that. Something like that. Um, Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Today is day 30. I feel like my hair is just, I should have done it before I came out, but I was like, I've been au natural my whole trip. Cookie is in Arizona. Okay. Hey, Black, welcome in, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get this party started. Let's get the party started. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. I am your host, Tanya TKO. It has been a minute since I've been live. Last time I was live, I was in Florida. Let me put my windshield on because for my microphone because the wind is blowing pretty heavy out here because Sedona is pretty high up. If you are if you are what was I gonna say? I've lost my train of thought because I'm so elated. I can't even, you know, I'll say this to start the video off. So today is my day 30. And in actuality, I should have ended my fast yesterday because I had an intense headache and I felt really lethargic yesterday. This is the reason why, if you're going to do any type of extended fast, that you make sure that you have medical supervision. Because I did my, hold on, let me get my microphone it's all wound up. Okay, there we go. It's important that you have medical supervision because my stats are dropping. My blood pressure is very low today, and my temperature is also low, which means that my thyroid is struggling. And so today is going to be the last day of my fast. But if you are going to do any type of extended fast, I do recommend that you have medical supervision. In the facility that I'm at right now, my stats are checked out by doctors daily. I'm weighed, blood pressure. My blood work was done on my first day, and I get daily check ins with the doctor. So I definitely recommend that if you are going to do something like this, that you speak with your doctor first, that you go into a program where you are going to be monitored because your whole body is a network of systems, and we eat for a reason, and eating is not bad. I wanted to go on a fast to give my body a rest, but how much rest does your body need from digestion, etc., is going to depend on each individual person. So I definitely recommend seeing a doctor, meeting with a doctor, and continuing to have doctor input throughout your journey. All right. So welcome in, welcome, welcome, welcome. What else? So, William is new on the platform. How much weight did I lose? I didn't do this for weight loss. I did this for a reset. I did step. Well, they do check my weight every day, and so I am at 214 pounds. That's my weight. 2 days ago, my weight was 213 pounds. When I started the journey, I was 236 pounds. And so I've lost, 22 pounds in 30 days. A portion of that is water weight. So um, I don't want us to think that if you go on a fast, or you're just going to lose all this fat, etc. Because my uric acid levels are also elevated. I did the uric acid. I did the uric acid levels on day, I believe, 22 when I got here. And uric acid inside of your stream is indicative of tissue breakdown. So I am also losing muscle. and excreting toxins, etc. So this, juicing, fasting is not. It's not for the. I would say it's not for the faint of heart. I would also say that it's not for. Um, it's not for. It's not to be taken whenever you do anything therapeutic for your body, especially something as extreme as eliminating food. You've got to know what it is that you're doing. You've got to be able to get your nutrients in via the juices that you get. You have to be able to control and regulate your glucose levels and your insulin and all of these different things. So I definitely wholeheartedly recommend dealing with a doctor. So I will get up and show you all. All right, so here, as you see, as you this is what 214 pounds looks like on me. Everybody is different. Everyone is different. The sun is going behind a tree right now. So give the sun a few moments to come back out and warm me up. So if there's anybody who has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer the questions for you now. You all are too funny. And there's two people that are out here behind me. Is sitting down. There's a labyrinth behind me, and the labyrinth is an area that you walk around, and you're supposed to get answers and all this other stuff through the labyrinth. And so, look at this beautiful sweater I got out here. When I first got to Arizona, I was like, I said that I wanted something um that had these kind of Aztec-y kind of colors. And I went to it. Everything happened so kismet. I was driving with one of the people here at the facility, and and what, and I was like, you know what, I really should be walking. So I said, let me get out here. She set me out on the side of the road, and I walked a few steps and then I saw a thrift store. I went into the thrift store and I saw this jacket. I looked at the size. It was too small. So I went to go look at the larger sizes. And then this just jumped out at me. And I was like, these are the exact colors that I pictured in my heart and in my mind. And when I tried it on, it was the only thing I needed to try on. I knew that it was for me. It was waiting right there on the rack for me, and it was better than my imagination had imagined. And so I say all of that to say, for you all out there that are wondering when something's going to come into your life and you have an idea of what it is that you want, hold fast to that idea and be open to how what it is that you want and what's coming to you may be even better than what it is that you imagined. Because I imagined something kind of like with a hood and with the pockets that you put your hands in front. Never would I have imagined something as beautiful as this that wraps. And it's just lovely. I'll show you all. Why not? Why not? Why not? So this, as you see, it is it's a sweater that you can turn into a wrap. You see, it does the crisscross. Also, it has fringes down on the bottom. You see, look. You see, it has fringes that just hugs. It hugs the curves. It does what it needs to do, honey. It does what it needs to do, and then some, and then some. Okay, so let's see what some of the questions are. By all means, take the time to ask your questions now because we are here. Um, okay, so Cookie is talking about the sweater. I did go to the Vortex. I put the picture up when I went to the Vortex. I put the picture up on my Instagram page. If you're not on my Instagram page, then you're not following the journey. I'll show you real quick because I put it up the other day on IG right here. So this is the Instagram page right there. And this is the picture I took. Let me turn the brightness up because you can't see. That's the picture I took right there when I went to the vortex. And the vortex is real. It's real. You can feel the energy. So basically, I don't know how the vortexes came about, or the vortices, well, I don't vortices. I don't know how they came about, but they're real. And the power, you can feel the energy in the vortex. The energy kind of feels like if you could imagine a high vibrating sound that's going boo, 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 except you can't hear it, but you could feel it in your being. So that is what the vortex was like for me. Um, the place that they said was the middle of the vortex, I didn't feel the energy as strong where they claimed the middle was. But right before there, I could feel it. I could feel it. Also, not only that, when I first got here, and you know what? Let me see if I have my I left my tarot cards up in the room. I was walking around with them, just offering readings to any and everybody who wanted a reading. I was offering readings to anyone and everyone, and I've given out a few readings. Um, but I got some. Hey, Tanya Beck, a long time, long time. Natalie says, "Are you having a better time at this place than the last?" I loved the last place that I was at, the yoga retreat. I loved it. I cried when I had to leave. I was so comfortable there. I was comfortable at the last place. I got here and I have been dealing with a lot of emotional stuff, like a lot of emotional stuff, things that I didn't even know. I need to get back into the sun again. Come on, because I don't know what was going on, what's happening, but that sun was just the sun left us, and I don't know why. But yeah, so here we go. All right. So I've been dealing with a lot of emotional stuff. The sun is betraying me because it has. Here, let's see if we could turn a little bit this way, because I don't want to be in the lurches. You know what I mean? Like it's like some vloggers that purposely go into the lurches. There we. I'm still. This. Anyway, so yeah, so I've been going through a lot of emotional clearing, a lot of emotional healing. One of the, I can't. How do I get me some good sun? Where do I get me some good sun? The sun is going to, the sun is just hiding behind a branch right now, but it's going to come back out. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. And my nose is running. Okay. Okay. So what was the last question that I was answering? I don't even remember. Let me scroll back up and see if I can find them. Uh, Full moon played a part. Sounds like I'm close to the vortex. Skin looks amazing. You look beautiful. You're glowing. Thank you. My skin has actually been getting damaged from the sun out here. Um, I was talking about the tarot, I believe. Yeah, my skin has been getting damaged from the sun. It's been unbelievable. The sun out here is very piercing. It's very piercing, and I've been experiencing some damage around my eyes. So, because before I left Florida, I had gotten a full facial, but coming out into this Arizona sun, the Arizona sun said, "Psh, psh, no, you don't." It started slapping me off. All right, there we go. We have some sun again. All right, so next question. The sun is amazing key to our molecular survival. Yeah, I hear you, honey, but there's some places that the sun, you're a little closer to the sun, to the heavens than other places, and the sun has been damaging my skin, even with my melanin out here. So, um, Tanit says, get some sunscreen. I will not. I put some shea butter on my face. There is a different sun in Arizona, Cookie. There definitely is. So, let's see. So yeah, so I've been reading tarot. The last place that I was at, I loved. It went in succession. So everything happened the way that it was meant to happen. I'm gonna move my camera back over here and just wait for the sun to just come back out and kiss me because I'm tired of twisting the way I was twisting. Um, All right. Exactly. Sunscreen has toxic chemicals in it. They might have, I don't know if they have an organic sunscreen out there, but my melanin is a sunscreen. I'm just going to alter, how much sun I get on me, right? So my trip has gone in different parts. So you know that I really did not resonate with the vibration of Hawaii. I didn't. The place that I was at in Hawaii, the doctor, she's been in business a little past her prime, and I think she wants to get out of business, and you could tell from the way that she ran her business. Then in Florida, it was a wonderful, wonderful environment. It was like summer camp. It was like a summer yoga camp. And we did yoga 1, 2 times a day. We meditated daily. I had my fresh juices. There was such vibrant, pungent, young energy there that it was beautiful to behold. It was amazing to be in that energy. It was just amazing to be in that energy. And I loved it. I loved it. And then I came here. And this place right here is a very serious facility. This is where people come to cure themselves of stage 4 cancer. This is where a lot of people come as a last ditch effort to heal themselves and to change their lives and to get a little bit more time on earth, right? And so when I first came here, I befriended this couple, and and then it turns out that the husband had stage 4 lung cancer, and so he found out about it 3 months ago. The doctors sent him home to die, and he came here to heal himself. And we got to talking about recipes, and they have this musician that comes by here twice a week, and the musician plays this acoustic guitar. And Arizona is a really interesting place in that Arizona is one of those places that in the old Western songs, they sing about Texas, they sing about Arizona, they sing about California. This is the West here, right? And so there's a lot of Native American influence here. There's a lot of just spiritual grounding here, right? As well as country western. So this guy comes by with a guitar and his western hat, and he plays his guitar and he sings these country western songs to us, and he sang songs I'd never heard before. He was singing Eric Clapton and other I'm gonna write next time he comes. I'm gonna write down names of the songs because some of these songs were so beautiful. You want to talk about stories? He sang this one song. It was so beautiful. It was the only thing I remember from it was the chorus, and the chorus was "Good Time Charlie has the blues," and it was such a beautiful song. I don't know if any of you know the song, but if you don't, look up Western song with the lyrics, "Good Time Charlie has the blues." Such a beautiful song. Such a beautiful song. Nonetheless, is saying Arizona land is spiritual properties. The inhabitants are toxic. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Nonetheless, so so this couple that I befriended, like we would listen to the music together. They knew some of the songs. I didn't know any of the songs really. And like 2 days after I got here, I went down into the common room, and the guy, he was being rushed to the emergency room. And the way I cried, the way I cried that morning, oh my goodness, I went to my room and I bawled. And part of what brought me to tears, part of what brought me to tears is life. Yep, Good Time Charlie's got the blues. Part of what brought me to tears was the nature of what we have here. And what we have here are people who are dying. Most of the people who come through here are dying. And the thought that came to mind is We're all dying. The people who are coming through here have been diagnosed with an illness of which the doctors have identified and estimated how much time they have left to live. But we're all dying. Some people closer to the arc than others, but by and large, none of us know how close to the arc of death we are, right? None of us know. And so these people who come here to get these treatments, they come here because they realize that that they want a little more time in this life, a little more time to hug people, a little more time to tell people that they love them, a little more time to just be here on this earth in this life. And Nigel says we are not dying, then girl, you don't understand the nature of life. From the moment you enter into this life, you are on borrowed time. You are dying. I am dying. We are all dying. Each and every day, our cells reproduce or regenerate just a little bit less. Each and every day. Listen, on the other side of life is death. You cannot be alive if there is no death. And so, from the moment that we come in here, we know that we're on borrowed time. This is why mothers stand over their babies' cribs, fathers too. This is why parents stand over their babies' cribs listening. What are they listening for? What are they looking at when they stand over their baby's crib? Because they know how fragile life is. They're listening for the breath. They're looking to see that little chest go up and down because this human being that they've come together to create, they know that that life is in a delicate state. We are all dying. You, me, everyone watching this video. And if you don't realize that you're dying, then you can't really truly fully live. And you have got to realize that you're on borrowed time. And you have got to do what it is that you need to do on this earth to leave nothing undone. The people that I spent an entire day, an entire morning, one morning, just sending text messages out to people and letting them know that I was thinking of them and the thoughts that were on my heart and mind. And so yes, exactly. And so I encourage each person that's watching this video to not wait until you have a diagnosis, not wait until you know that you're closer to the arc, but right here at this part of the arc that you're on, tell the people who matter to you that they matter. Tell your siblings, our siblings are our first friends. I know we have different relationships with our siblings and it's not always peaches and cream. I know that. But reach out to your siblings. Reach out to reach out to your family members, reach out to your friends. We don't tell our friends enough how much they matter to us. Reach out and speak, right? Reach out and have a conversation with them. Send a message to them about how much you appreciate the space that they've held in your life. If you are a younger sibling, you have never known this life without your older siblings. They were here when you were born. And I think now I contemplate, because I was talking to one of the ladies who was here, her best friend died 3 days ago. And I think about what what life would be like on this earth with my best friend no longer here. And I can't even imagine. But as we live one by one, we fall off, we succumb. And some sooner than others, but I can't even imagine what life would be like without one of my siblings. I've never known life without my older siblings, and so I can't even imagine life on this earth without them. You think about how you've traversed through this life and you grew up. For those of you who are not only children, because some of you out there are only children and you've had to adopt siblings out there, friends that you've turned into family. But just to contemplate that. And so Give me one moment. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, just to contemplate that is um is just it's eye opening. It's eye opening. And so I want you all to learn from the journey that I've been on and open your eyes. Open your eyes and realize that we only have but so much time. Follow your interests. When I get back to New York, I'm going to culinary school. I want to take a course on the science of nutrition, and I'm working on creating a life-sustaining vegan cookbook. That's what I'm working on. I don't know how my content will change once I come back into the fold. I know I enjoy talking about viral topics, I enjoy talking about relationships, but I feel like there needs to be something more. I feel like we need to talk about healing ourselves. I feel like, because I'll tell you all my journey, right? I'll tell you all about my journey during the pandemic. Even though I eat a vegetarian diet, during the pandemic, just from being sedentary, from just living that pandemic sheltered in place life, I ended up pre-diabetic. I'm not even joking, pre-diabetic, as well as pre-hypertensive. I was on the borderline of having high blood pressure. And I realized that we cannot take health, we cannot take our healthfulness for granted. We cannot. And I know that if I, eating a vegetarian diet, was pre-hypertensive, and um, I know if I was pre-hypertensive and pre-diabetic, um, I know that there are people out there who have preventable type 2 diabetes, who have preventable high blood pressure, who are borderline on the edge of gout. I know young people like you and me. I know. And so I want us to be able to educate ourselves and to fix these issues, because obesity is a disease. Obesity is a disease. And even though I did not come out on this journey to lose weight, I came out on this journey to reset my taste buds, reset my metabolism, to just do a reset on all of that, because we have got to cut down on our oils, we've got to cut down on our salts, and we've got to cut down on our sugars. There's no other way about it. I know there are other people who try to teach you, a get fit quick scheme, but there's no get fit quick. You have to go through the discomfort of changing your life, right? You have to go through the discomfort of realizing that we have been taught very non-healthful ways of eating from the government, from our family, from our school, from these restaurants, from people who don't know better, from people who the information has changed, from people who are speaking information without scientific finding. We have got to, and you know what? I know that there were people who were talking on my last video about how you need meat and you need animal products and you can't get such and such from XYZ. And I'm not here to tell people what it is that they should or should not be eating for whatever reasons. I know what I do and don't eat for the reasons that are near and dear to me. I will say this: the data shows that the most life sustaining things that you can eat out there are fruits, plants, vegetables, nuts, seeds. Those are the most life sustaining. So there are ways that you can lose weight by eating a lot of processed foods, animal foods and byproducts. There are ways that you can lose weight, but is that weight health sustaining in the long run? Is that diet one that is going to land you in a facility like this with stage 4 cancer of your colon or your stomach, with you trying desperately, paying your life savings in order to try to get 5 more months here on this earth? Is that where that's going to lead you? But I don't want to be on a soapbox. So I'm going to read some more of your comments. Let's see. You have to listen to your body on what foods are best for you. I know for me, I had to cut dairy and gluten because I was getting sick. You know, when it comes to quote unquote listening to your body, I'm actually going to offer a different perspective because our bodies are designed to love high caloric dense foods. Our bodies are designed from millennia of evolution. We have evolved to enjoy super fatty, super sweet foods. Our brain needs glucose. And so, what feels good to our bodies sometimes, like when I used to be in emotional crisis before, I used to turn to chocolate or something fatty or oily, and that felt good to me. It felt good. So, in the perspective of you have to listen to your body and what feels good, there are plenty of things that can feel good to your body that may not be health sustaining. So, I'm just going to put that out there. All right. And you can tell me what you think about that. I'm just putting that out there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we've been on for 30 minutes. I'm going to take more questions. I always love when Tanya talks about evolution. Is that so? Okay. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Um, all right. What do I recommend to protect skin from the Arizona sun? I do not know. I don't know. I've just put shea butter on myself. I know that shea butter has natural sunscreen in it as well as skin healing properties. But other than that, I really don't know. Each person has to kind of do their own research. Melanin protects you from the sun. If you don't have very much melanin, you're going to have to find some other ways. Maybe get yourself a hat. Get yourself a hat to protect you. Let me take off my thing. Oh, my. There's lots of seeds from the trees. There we go. My hat got all bent up in when I was traveling. You can get yourself a hat to protect yourself. What else? Black is saying I look so revived and different. Really? That's interesting. People are telling me that my energy is different. And so Imira is saying, Tanya, please tell us the evolutionary reason of why men care about a woman with high body count. You know it's because there was no DNA test back in the days. So that's why they care. That's why they care. Okay. Okay. So what else? So Elisa is saying, true, you do look different. Mm, okay. So the place that I'm at right now, I don't do advertisement for people. So there are plenty of places that people can look into for what they feel is right for them. So by all means, some of the questions people are asking, I answered already in the beginning of the video. So you may have to go back or you can go to my Instagram. My poor hat, it just it got bent up inside of my backpack when I was traveling. Someone says they notice a different, yet I thought it was because I've been gone for so long. Um, yeah, I suggest people go back to the early part of this video so that they can see and hear everything that they need to. Oh my goodness. Did I have fun? I had a lot of fun at different parts of my journey. So, one of the things that I was saying is that while I've been here, I've been going through a lot of emotional healing, things that I didn't even know were still bothering me, things that I didn't know had affected me, you know, for any I'll say this, for any person who has ever lost a child, who has ever been in a soulmate relationship and it and it did not, and it ended. For any woman who has felt the energy of her child waiting to be born through her, for any person who has been and suffered through abuse, for any person who suffered through violence, for any person who's ever even been in relationships with a liar. You know, there's so much trauma that we hold on to, and that we may need to look into releasing. There may be things that come up that need to be released. Rosemary, if you can't see my face, just rewind the video. Very simple. This video, we've been on here for 35 minutes. People started talking about the sun, so I decided to protect my face from the sun. and so, um, and so, Someone is asking what I plan on breaking my fast with. I am at a facility, so I am going to be reintroduced to food. And so I believe they're going to reintroduce me to food with, I think, watermelon puree is what they're going to reintroduce with. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow and I'll show you all. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow and I'll show you. And so someone says they're going through their healing journey currently. Well, that's cool. Yeah. One of my concerns is going back home and slipping back into old habits. That's one of my concerns. One of my concerns is going back home and seeing the old triggers, as well as living with people who have different dietary goals and them bringing junk into the house, etc. That's one of my concerns. So when I go back, I'm going to be looking into buying a large house. And I'm also thinking about turning my house into recorded studio space for to rent out to other people. How do I feel about eating solids again? I feel really good about eating solids again. My like I said earlier in the video, my my health stats are dropping, so I'm not gaining any more health from being on the fast any longer. So like I said, my blood pressure is really low. My temperature is low, which means my thyroid is struggling. I have uric acid in my blood. So it's time for me to come off of the fast. It's time. Please do not post any links in my videos, please. Please. I just had to put someone on the block list because of that. Don't post links on my videos. Um, Rose quartz. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? So let's see. I'm looking forward to eating again. I'm looking forward to eating with less salt. I'm looking for, because I'll give you all this tip right now. You do not have to saute your onions and your garlic with oil. You can saute them with water. It'll release the same flavors. The problem with oils is that oils are, and we do need fats in our diet. The problem with oils is that oils come squeezed out of their natural environment, and they're high caloric. So if you are frying your onions and your garlic with oil, you've just added an extra 500 calories to your meal that you're going to have to burn off somehow, when you could just as easily saute those onions and garlic with water. And I'm letting you all know that right here and now. Saute with water. Saute with water. I'm going to give you all some more cooking tips. Like I said, I'm going to culinary school. I'm going to be going to a vegan program or vegetarian program, culinary school. And I'm also going to be taking a science of nutrition course. And I'm going to give you all of the information that I learn. Um, Remember a year ago when I was applying to grad school for a psychology program? I'm actually glad that I didn't get into that program, because I see that my life, my path is going towards educating myself on nutrition and really developing ways for us to work on healing ourselves from the inside. I want to cure myself of obesity. I have been in the process of curing myself of obesity. I have been visualizing myself more fit, like actually looking in the mirror and just visualizing tweaking, because one of the things that has stopped me from becoming more fit in the past is holding on to, the baggage of things that I felt that I needed to protect myself from in the form of fat. That's one. Two, two, finding comfort, emotional comfort in food and going on this journey. Like I told you, being here, I have been dealing with some old things that have been coming up, that have been like grappling onto me to be addressed. And when you don't have TV, radio, very limited internet, when you're not talking with your friends, when you're not distracting yourself with sex, intercourse, dating, when you're not distracting yourself with having to cook or eat or prepare food or finish the digestion of food and all of that, when you have no distractions, you have the time to really dive deep into dealing with things that you didn't even know were still troubling you. For any woman out there who has ever had an abortion, who has ever been beat up by somebody, whose parents have ever hit you, whose father has ever hit you, whose father wasn't there, whose father was absent in and out of your life, whose mother didn't show you the care that you needed, who wasn't nurtured and soothed and received the affection that you deserved as a child. For any person who has ever caught an STD or is living with an STD that you can't get rid of, or any number of things, I'm telling you, there's a lot of trauma that exists in our daily, day-to-day living that we have not addressed because we're so busy with the busyness of business, with the business of living, with the business of raising children, with the busyness of dealing with a broken marriage or broken relationships, right? I'm definitely going to do a retreat. And it's going to be a 10-day retreat where and we're all going to go through this together. We are going to fast in different stages. So we're going to, I think we might just do like, start with like some steamed foods with very little salt and oils, and then move over to juice, and then move to water. And while we are water fasting, we are going to be diving into some deep healing things. We're going to use every modality that I have at my disposal: hypnotherapy, um, gestalt therapy, all of the tools at my disposal, all of the tools, right? Whoo. Misty wants to know, did I join a cult? Ah! Okay, so silly. That's so funny. And so, whew, it's chilly out here. Those of you who are saying it looks hot, it is very chilly because we're up in the mountains. So it's dry and it's cold. So I am freezing. So Lady Q said, I said this exact thing. We just don't have time, or we're very distracted. That the comment went by very quickly, but I kind of got the gist. But yes, absolutely. So like the other day, I was I was laying down and I was doing because we're also doing liver cleanses every day. One of the liver cleanses that we're doing is a coffee enema. They don't have it here, but I've been hearing about wheatgrass enemas. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that's supposed to be highly beneficial for you as well, right? So while I was laying down doing, getting ready to do my enema, I just started crying. I just started, ooh, this chilly breeze is blowing right through me. I just started crying, and I just released it. I released the tears, I released the sadness, and I realized that when we're in our daily lives that, we live with other people, so we can't let them hear us cry. In a place like this where people are dying of stage 4 cancer and stuff, I just let my tears out, and I didn't worry about anybody hearing me through the door, or I gotta be too strong to cry, or I'm a thug, or I'm tough, or I got an icebox where my heart used to be, and all of that. I didn't have to worry about none of that. I didn't have to worry about none of that, right? And I just allowed myself to cry, and I think that it's important to get away. That's why I think it's important that we do a retreat, so that we get away. And I think that it's important that we all go through the fast together, because fasting is not easy mentally, it's not easy physically. It's a journey, and I want us all to go through that journey together, so that while you all are angry at me and you're like, Tanya won't let me get no food, you could complain with one another about that and you could be angry at me together. But at least we'll be in the journey together. One of the things about here is everybody's on a different journey. Like some of the people here, they have stage 4 cancer, some people have stage 3, some people like me who came out, to do a reset and a healing. And it's been profound for me to see people dying. It is profound to to contemplate life in the face of other people's struggle to stay alive, you know? So, ooh. Toya says, when you fast, your mind has to be good. And Misty says, why couldn't you do this at home? I think even the last reason that I just gave is one of the reasons that many people don't do it at home. And I'm glad that I wasn't at home doing this. I'm glad that I'm in a facility with doctors. I'm glad that I'm away from home. I'm glad that there's nobody listening outside my door, and that I don't have to be strong for nobody, and I don't have to take care of anybody else. As Freudian saying, we can all starve together. You will not be starving, you will be fasting. So silly talking about starve. Ah, goodness. We got Vanessa from the text notification squad in. Journey says too much temptation. For some people, it's too much temptation. For other people, let me let some of this vitamin D come onto my skin. Whew, chilly. All right, let's see. It makes you appreciate life being with other people in a different environment. Fasting is a lot easier when you have support, too many distractions at home, family, cooking, TV, etc. This is what I'm saying. We just talked about this, but everybody comes into the video at different points. You didn't know I lived with others? Yes, during the pandemic, I lived with others. Yes, yes, you know that. Well, maybe you all don't know that, but yes, during the pandemic, I took care of a lot of people during the pandemic. I took care of a lot of people during the pandemic. The pandemic, I needed to be where I was so that I could take care of people. And then, as things started to open up, I mean, some of you know this, but most people don't, because I'm talking about my private life publicly, right? So yeah, but no, yes, 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 yes. Yes, when I was living in my RV, I lived alone. I came to New York, and I took care of people in different ways, many different ways. And I mean, you also are very different. You all saw me change during the pandemic. The pandemic was a lot, and I had to do a lot of masculine things during the pandemic. I had to really hold a different space during the pandemic. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. The pandemic was not easy for me, as it wasn't for many people. So yeah, no, 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 no. So let's see. So Michonne says, I would love to experience a retreat. Trusting and feeling safe with others is my issue. I will say this to you, Michonne, because you're my girl. Um, you have to get your healing for you. I remember I went on a retreat once and I was all concentrating on not not showing a certain face in front of other people. And I'm just going to tell you, your healing is yours. And if you're having issues not trusting other people, F that. You need to do what you need to do for your own healing. F trusting other people. F that. Because they're going to be there for their healing. And the people who are smart, I don't want to say smart, not smart, the people who are truly invested in their healing are not going to worry about other people. Remove the word smart from me. I didn't mean that word at all. It's just cold in my mind and thinking straight. Oh, goodness. Amaria says, Tanya, why is it that a lot of men lack integrity and don't have morals for themselves? Like a lot of men could cheat with your friend, like it's kind of sad. Amaria, I want to ask you, why is it that there are certain commenters that don't have integrity enough to stay in line with the nature of the conversation, with the energy of the conversation, with the direction of the conversation, without wanting to be a distraction, without wanting to deter the conversation, without having an agenda in which they jump up in front of other people that they see are having a different conversation and consistently and constantly demand a certain type of attention that is not merited in the convo. I want to challenge you to look at yourself, because this is the third question that you've asked me outside of the realm of the conversation that we're having. So the type of men that you attract is going to be the type of man who's attracted to the type of person who is attention seeking, who attempts to derail conversation. So the type of men that you attract are a mirror to yourself, my dear. You need to ask yourself, how is it that I'm showing up, that I'm attracting the type of men that don't have integrity? Next question. Listen, somebody had to say it. And Sharice is saying, I disagree though, Tanya. Then I tell you, look at yourself too. Because a lot of people want to sit here and they want to pretend as if the people that they meet are not direct mirrors of something that is going on the inside. The people that we meet, the people that we choose to date, energetically, there is something going on energetically that made that person a good match. My favorite part of the journey, the hardest, most trying part, my favorite part of the journey, listen, your girl received many different types of healing on this journey. And one of my favorite parts was a type that I cannot speak here on this broadcast. Listen, I received many different types of healing. I tell you, I tell you. Oh, that was my favorite part. The most trying part was dealing with the things that I would typically soothe with food. Like if I'm feeling discomfort, typically the way that I would deal with it is, because food is medicine. And we know exactly what to eat when we need some comfort. We know exactly what to eat when we need to be soothed. We know the chemicals that these things have inside of them, right? We know the chemicals that these things have inside of them that will produce a reaction inside of our bodies. She is singing Marvin Gaye. Hey, listen. I'm hot just like an oven. Ay, I need some loving. Woo, baby. I can't take it much longer. It's getting stronger and stronger. So nonetheless, right? Nonetheless, and lesser than none. If I were to do an ayahuasca retreat, I would do it with the original shamans, not these side hustle bustles. I ain't doing it there. I'm gonna go to Peru and do it. I ain't gonna do it. Y'all are ridiculous. I'm gonna ignore some of the foolishness I see coming across the screen right now. So yeah, so the most difficult, most trying part is dealing with the emotional things that came up when the emotional things that came up without me being able to have my food medicine, the chemicals from fats, and the chemicals from sugars, and the chemicals from something deep fried, you know. So yes. So somebody's talking about breaking their carbohydrate healing, right? So I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. There's so many different types of chemicals that you get. And I'm doing research now, and there are, some things have gotten a bad rep in terms of carbs. And it's like, if you're not eating salts, sugars, and fats, you have a lot more leeway to eat carbs, nuts, and seeds. So there's ways to find healing. But, let me do more research on all of that. Let me do some more research on that. So Polo is saying, Tanya, we miss you. How can you miss me and you're talking right to me? How can you miss me and you talk right to me? All right. Okay. Okay. So Tanya loves the name Tanya. I bet. I bet. All right. So we have been on for 57 minutes. We have about 2 more minutes of questions, and then we're going to get out of here. So I'm hearing that even potatoes, corn, all of that stuff, I'm hearing that those things are not bad. There is a doctor, God, what is his name? What is this doctor's name? Jeez. Okay, let me look it up. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Um, there's a doctor called, let me look up his name real quick. All right, his name is Dr. Fuhrman. Dr. Fuhrman talks about a nutritarian diet. His name is Dr. Fuhrman, and he wrote a book called Eat for Life and Eat to Live. And in these books, he talks about eating carbs and starches and how they're actually really good for you, and that's the diet of humans. But we have been taught to fear these things. So I don't know. I'm still doing research. Like I said, I want to do a nutritional science course and then go from there. Oh, okay. So we have just another more minute of any last minute questions that you have, and then I'm going to jump out of here. And then I will see you all in the next video. I will take a picture of my next meal, of my first meal in 30 days, rather. It'll probably, like I said, I think it's going to be some pureed watermelon. I think that's what it's going to be. And I think they're going to start reintroducing me with chopped salad, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to talk with the doctors. I have a meeting in an hour and a half with the doctors. I have another juice that has come available. They're giving me 5 juices a day, 2 orange juices. Well, no, there it's not. I have an orange juice in the morning. Then I have, I believe, a green juice. Then I have a carrot apple juice. Then a green juice. Then a carrot apple juice. Then a green juice. So they're giving me 5 juices a day, and actually, maybe more than five. I get a juice at 7:30. I get a juice at 9, 10, 12, 3, and 5. So I'm getting 6 juices a day. All right. So I will see you all in the next video. We're at 59 minutes, so I'm going to end this right here. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is fasting, taking care of your health, not just being like, "Oh, my grandmother ate this, so I'll eat it," without noticing the difference in the agricultural market, in the nutrients and the way animals are treated from the way when your grandmother lived until now. And then also you have to remember, many people, our ancestors died at their age of 30. I'll see you all in the next video.